What's up, Doc Staley? It's me, Detroit Lenny, here on a Wednesday, listening backstage to all kinds of Wednesday wisdom from Raphael, but we'll get to that. I know that's what all of you are tuned in for, but before we do, don't forget, we're here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. This is the Wednesday crew. Like it or love it, the Wednesday crew has wisdom for you. And Saturday, we're here on 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget about free $60 account. That's in the description of the video. You click the link, take you right over the website. It's the easiest way to try out any of our handicappers, in particularly these two guys, premium plays over at the website for absolutely free. So you can split that 60 between the two. Use that 60 however you want. You do you, Pikachu, is what I tell people all the time. So docsports.com/free60 is where you get a hold of that. Like I said, the link's in the description of the video. You can become a cool member like everybody else on YouTube. $5 a month. The link's in the description of the video. Members only. You have to supply your own members only jacket. I just supply the winners, folks. That's all I do. That's my little plug. That's it. I thought that was cute. Nick Menken's also here. He has a little bit of wisdom on a Wednesday, but nobody has the kind of wisdom that Raphael has. So much wisdom, he didn't get the memo about eyeglasses and a hat today on Wednesday. But
when was the last time I've never worn a hat?
You never wore a hat. I know. I just noticed that we're all wearing glasses, and 2 out of 3 of us have a hat on.
6 eyes today.
I got luscious hair today too. Oh, I'm having a good hair day, folks.
Let's cover it up with a hat.
I don't ever not wear a hat.
Folks.
I don't ever not wear a hat.
Right.
I just don't. You know, I just, well, I don't around the house. But you catch me outside without a hat on, it's because I'm at a funeral or a wedding, and it's because my wife told me to. Because any wedding I'd go to that my friends would invite me to, or any funeral of my friends that died, I'd be wearing a hat and shorts and some flip-flops because that's how we roll.
Usually by the end of the night, I'm wearing a hat regardless.
Yeah, you know, sooner or later it'll be backwards when I'm really sweating some stuff. Like when Raphael had a 14 money line parlay yesterday, and the last leg of it was the Lakers.
He's covering his
money line, and I'm telling you right now, I was this close to betting the other way and hedging it, but it was just money line, and I was like, it was whatever. It was
I had the under in that game, so.
Well, there you go. I'm just straight up going through the NBA.
37 and a half.
Tanking and going against them and parlaying them.
Say that again. What'd you say, Lenny?
I'm just taking teams that are in the NBA that are tanking. I'm going against them and I'm parlaying them. Straight up.
Not a bad theory.
I like, you know, I mean, like someone like the Clippers would be a part of a parlay today, but there's nobody else I like to pair with them because I don't like the 76ers team. But like on Monday was an exact example of that. I mean, you had the Nuggets and you had the Rockets. I mean, how do you not put those two teams in a parlay against the Wizards and the Jazz?
The Jazz, yeah.
The Jazz. I mean, those are teams that are tanking, you know, and it's just, you know, whatever. So I just sweat out that Nuggets pick too. They won by 3 on Monday, but what do we like today? You guys got questions in the chat? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comment section. If you got any questions about today's NBA, college basketball, NHL, some trades going down in the NFL the last couple of days, we can touch base a little bit on that. Raphael has Wednesday wisdom for us as well that we'll get to about halfway through the show. And I can't remember. I think that's all we got to talk about. College basketball. I don't know about you guys, but this is where I start to dial it down because I'm starting to got that baseball fever, boys.
It's coming.
I see the Cubby shirt. I see it. Represent. I understand. Like, you know, I'm into the baseball classic, the World Baseball Classic. I'm into that.
Can you tell Aaron Judge how to do a pep talk speech then? Jeez, that was awful. Why didn't Clayton Kershaw do it? I know Judge is the captain, but he doesn't even do speeches in the Yankees locker room. The last couple of years, it was Anthony Rizzo, a former Cub, that was doing a lot of pep talk. So it should have been Clayton Kershaw to at least pump up the team. That was awful for Judge.
He got trolled so bad on Twitter. If you call it X, good for you. You're more hip than I am, but I'll always call it Twitter. I also had a MySpace, so whatever. Nick, any thoughts on the World Baseball Classic? Are you guys betting this? Are you
I don't know if I'm betting.
it?
I don't know if I'm betting on it, but it'll give you a good insight on kind of players to watch out for the upcoming season. Obviously, come playoff time in the World Baseball Classic, I might sprinkle a little pizza money on it. But Dominican Republic's going to be good. They got some hitters. You obviously saw it in yesterday's performance if you didn't hear, but they hit, I believe it was 3 home runs in the same inning. So they got some powerful hitters. It should be a good matchup. We got an absolute rotation for Team USA, though. So that's exciting to see. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm not going to be betting or wagering large amounts of money, pizza money, bets across the World Baseball Classic. Nothing special, though.
Chinese tapia out of Group C, however you say that. I like that. Honestly, I like them.
10 o'clock tonight. They start tonight at 10 o'clock tonight. They play Australia.
Group C is a tough, like, Japan's not going to cakewalk through that. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's the USA's group to lose. But Group A with
South Korea,
Puerto Rico,
make some noise.
Oh yeah. So I mean South Korea, yeah. But Group A, Puerto Rico, and there's a few. There's going to be
Canada's bullpen is really, really good. So I mean, their starting pitching has some holes, but I think their bullpen. We're going to see their starters probably go 4 innings and then just bring the bullpen in.
I saw a bet on DraftKings yesterday that was Puerto Rico and Canada to be the 2 that advance.
Yeah.
Out of that group, which was like plus 260. And I thought, oh, that's got a $20 bill all over it. You know, just to track it. You know, I kind of like that. I don't know if I'm getting hog wild into it or anything like that. Like you said, Nick, pizza money. It's just to follow. I'll have a bet on USA every time they play, just because.
Of course.
Why out? Rob, don't shake your head in shame.
They're minus 10,000 to
I'm not saying I'm betting that.
If they win the World Baseball Classic, are we going to treat it like men's hockey winning a gold, like it was a miracle on ice when they were minus? They were still favorites to win.
There's not as much hoopla or media attention around baseball, USA baseball, like USA hockey, and it's never been that way. And I think the media is trying to really push the baseball, USA baseball on everybody with Aaron Judge and his speech. And it seemed he's not that guy. It seemed very manufactured. It didn't seem natural coming from him. It looked like, you know, some PR team wrote that, you know what I mean? And he fumbled through it.
They're pushing it because they saw the success with the nations in hockey. And yeah, I mean, there's some good games, but hey, the time slot. I mean, there's a couple of games that start at 4 a.m., 6 a.m. But yeah, there's some late ones.
They're killing it for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to be like what the NHL did, and even what the Olympics did. I mean, unless USA easily wins. But let's face it, they're not going to compete when Mike Trout struck out against Ohtani in the last.
Why is he on the team?
Who, Trout?
Yeah.
He said he's just trying to be 100% focused this year and trying to stay healthy. He wants to play a full season this year, so that's why he's
playing. Oh, that's why he's not on the team, right?
Yeah, that's why he's not on the team.
Good, because I heard a lot of rumblings about like, oh, he should be, and I'm like, why? And I get that he that should be his only focus. Should have been his focus for the last 5 to 10 years. But I mean, you should.
Skeens and Livy should have done a speech in the locker room. Paul Skeens and Livy should have done a speech in the locker room. Than Judge.
I would have liked to see.
That's my wisdom.
Anybody, yeah, you know what I mean. Anybody besides Aaron Judge, but I might just bet Aaron Judge home run props every game.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it now. He's gonna come out.
Like he's gonna have a monster, you know, World Baseball Classic tournament. But I just, you know, whatever. I just, you know. I mean, he had a great season last year, and Cal Raleigh snatched that out of his. Like he just had a better. You never see that out of a catcher. So I'm excited for baseball. We'll got lots of time to talk about that though. But let's talk some college basketball for today. I see in the chat, Detroit Mercy. I'm all over him. I'm on Detroit Mercy. I'm not on Robert Morris. Any thoughts on either one of these games today?
I like Mercy, but I don't like Robert Morris.
I didn't get too far involved into too much today. I mean, I'm not a real big follower of the Horizon League.
But Robert Morris' number is probably going to continue to drop. Opened up at 5.5. It's already 4.5. And I looked at the book's numbers just a little bit while ago, and they're really, really heavy on the Penguins. So it wouldn't shock me if we can get 4, even 3.5 on Robert Morris.
Nice. I got Detroit Mercy at 2.5.
I like Detroit Mercy, but I want to talk about this Villanova and DePaul game here, and it's an interesting one, especially with the line. Obviously, Villanova is the much more complete team coming into this one, but DePaul's been competitive in conference play. They're 11-5 here on their home court, and if you remember, they played earlier this season, and Villanova beat them at home by 5 points in this game. Now, this line is -2.5 here, and I got to go with the better team in Villanova. They will defend the boards and crash the boards, I should say, a lot better than DePaul, but DePaul's one of those teams that continuously fight the whole game here, but I just think Villanova is more physical and dominant of a team on the boards, and that's what wins them in the paint in this one over DePaul. So I would lay it -2.5 here with Villanova over DePaul.
I can agree more. This is something I'm looking to jump on board with you on this one, but I'm waiting to see if I can get 2, because, all the Joe Public money is on Villanova, but all the Wise Guy money was on DePaul. So if I can continue to get Wise Guy money come in, if I can get a 2 on the Cats, I'm jumping all over that.
Wildcats, Blue Demons, 8 o'clock Eastern on Peacock. I just think that's I don't know why there. I saw that number and I saw sharp money. I was looking at some numbers and I'm like, it looks like there's some sharp money coming in on DePaul, which made me go, okay. I don't, it made me stay off of it, to be honest with you. I thought it was a little. I don't believe DePaul is as good as their recent beating up on Marquette.
They compete in games all season long. Conference play, too. They're really good against the spread this season. They have a winning.
Their backcourt's been so much better lately.
They've been a sneaky covering team for me this year. So it is risky, but I just think Villanova is a more dominant team, like I said.
I agree, and that's crazy. So now DePaul is going to run away with that. All 3 of us like it. What about you, Raphael? What do you got for us in college basketball today? Anything good?
I'm going to go to the Fun Belt as the Sun Belt. If people don't know, you know where the Sun Belt home office is? It's in a Superdome in New Orleans. The home office is actually in it, and I've been there many times. I've actually had a couple meetings with them discussing gambling and how we track stuff and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting, great guys over there. But I like James Madison, the Dukes. It's going to open up at 4.5. It's now 5.5, 6. I would jump and see if we can get still 5 or 5.5 on it. I just think the Dukes are the better team. And don't forget, they're looking for some redemption because the Raging Cajuns went to James Madison and beat them on their home court 64-61. So I can see them trying to get back a little redemption. And the Raging Cajuns, I think they're 1-6 against the spread. When playing on a neutral site, this is not on the neutral site. I think this is in Florida. I think this game is, if I'm not mistaken. But I like JMU today.
I'm a degenerate who took a South Alabama -1.5 under 145.5. Same game parlay teased. Thoughts? First of all,
you're degenerate.
You're a degenerate is part of being a degenerate. So hats off to you. Good job. I'm the people's degenerate, so I recognize you as a degenerate. South Alabama, I treaded lightly and tiptoed through some college basketball. Any thoughts on this South Alabama game? Can't talk today.
No.
I'm trying to find it. Give me a sec. I don't even know who they're playing.
I thought the number was pretty good.
Trying to see what time it starts. This St. Bonnie's game, I'll talk about that too, George Washington. But what time does that game start? I'm trying to see if I had any notes in here.
You sure they're playing today?
Right?
Yeah, I don't see South Alabama at all today.
What?
Tomorrow's game, maybe?
Talking about tomorrow?
Maybe North Alabama.
JG.
Yeah, North Alabama.
Yeah, I got all kinds of Alabamas, but is this today or tomorrow?
I don't know.
Because it started at 2:30.
I don't know.
Oh, you must be talking North Alabama because that starts
got to
at
be
2:30.
talking North Alabama.
North Alabama. Come on. First of all, you got to get a compass. JG. First of all, you go to the store. North. First of all, you got to go to the Dollar General, Dollar Tree. You got to go to this dollar store and get yourself a compass. And then you walk around now. We're just messing with you. Minus the 1.5, and under 145.5. So you did a 6-point tease.
Florida Gulf Coast, they suck at covering the number. So so yes, it is kind of a big number, but I want nothing to do with UNA.
Yeah, see, I'm just in some of these small markets. Like I'm a MAC guy, I'm a Mountain West guy. I can get down on some stuff.
You're an Atlantic Sun guy?
Not North Alabama, 9-20.
Okay, first of all, don't shit on some teams because I am involved a little bit into the A10. Okay, I'd like that George Washington St. Bonnie game go over. I'm on the over, but not
that Florida State game.
There's
a lot more intriguing games in North Alabama there, JG. So this Florida State and Pittsburgh game, this one was tricky. It almost made my card, but I just feel as if everybody in their right mind is on Florida State, and that's the side that I would be on. They've been the more dominant team out of these two, but they're a little inconsistent on the road. That's my one worry here. But Pittsburgh, they're 8-9. They haven't been good in conference play here, so I would take Florida State and I would lay the points here. But it's just the game that I could not touch. It was too risky for me, but I do like Florida State.
I didn't run to the window for that either, but
senior night too for Pittsburgh.
I know, like there's a lot of factors that kept me away from college basketball today. Senior night, there'll be some big spreads. There's a lot of teams like, they can't win their conference. There's really nothing to compete for. They're just kind of waiting for tournament time, and I don't, that's so much shit to track. That's why we got Raphael.
I'm gonna go to the Big Ten. Why is Indiana this big of a favorite? They're on it, but right now they're out of the NCAA tournament. They have been playing some horrible basketball, especially on the D side. They can't wait for football to start back in Bloomington.
They're still hungover from football. That's the problem.
You can get a 7 at Caesars and a couple offshore places. I think this one continues to go higher. I think people are going to bet Indiana thinking, they're probably going to make the tournament. Indiana and BYU are two teams we should be looking to fade, not bet. They don't deserve this number to be the favorite.
But you're going to take Minnesota?
Yeah, plus the points. If I can get 7.5, yeah.
I can't trust Minnesota to show up. Well, they ain't got nothing to play for. And it's Indiana's senior night at home. You know what I mean? That's why I stayed off.
Bobby Knight's not walking through that door. Steve Alford's not walking through that door.
Steve Alford's not walking through that door. Son of a
He's smart.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Listen,
Isaiah Thomas ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Nick has no idea those guys I just mentioned. He wasn't even born.
Are you kidding me?
Well, do you know Steve Alford and Keith Smart?
Keith Smart's a new one for me.
He's the one that won the national championship game with his jump shot in the corner. We need an age limit on Wednesday's show. I'm sorry.
No, okay. Listen, stay off your grass, okay? We'll stay off your grass.
Wednesday wisdom. You got your segment, Ralph.
You got your segment.
That's about it. I give you winners here, folks. I give you winners.
That's all I do. Whatever.
Age doesn't matter. Winners do.
My garbage guy is here, just so you know. It's garbage day on Wednesday, and I don't know what's going on out there. But it's like bulk day where they pick up like bulk stuff. There's 3 guys out there, and they are jamming to some 90s hip hop with the windows down because it's like 75 and nice day out. And it's days like this that I wish I was a garbage man because just riding around the city listening to music. That was the job I wanted to do. When everybody's like, "Do you want to be a police officer or a fireman when you grow up?" Hell no, I want to be a garbage man. Remember that movie with remember that movie where they were garbage men, the brothers, Charlie Sheen and
I can't think of the name of that.
The other Emilio Estevez, but I can't think of the name, but they were garbage men. That was exactly why I wanted to be a garbage. Anyways, we'll get back to college basketball. I'm not my garbage man. Like, I got 5 on it. That's what's going on right outside right now. Baylor team total under 62.5. St. Louis team total over 90.5. This is right up Raphael's alley. Thoughts on either?
They scored, 92 against Duquesne, I think, over the weekend. But I think that was only the last 10 games. I think they only done it 3 times. Yes, one of them was 100. The Ramblers, Loyola plays better defense than Duquesne does. So I just don't think they're going to hit that one. I think they hit the high 80s. I don't think 90 is going to hit the board. Like the Baylor, though. I like the Baylor team total under.
Under. Okay. And then I was interested. What about this Purdue Northwestern game? I mean, that's a meaningless game in the Big Ten, but you brought up the Big Ten. I don't know what this Purdue, like they got their ass smacked by Michigan and Nebraska. They beat up on Maryland, Indiana, and Oregon, who are obviously they're kind of bottom feeders in the Big Ten. I mean, should I expect Purdue to come out here and put belt to ass? I don't.
A big number.
Yeah,
big number.
It's a big number. And I mean, losers are 2 straight. They're coming off that road loss to Ohio State. It is definitely a bounce back spot for Purdue, but they don't get off necessarily to have fast starts. So I would look, if you want, on Northwestern in the first half plus money. I think it's plus 5.5. I could see 5s out there. That's good value to me because Purdue, they're struggling right now. They could either come out and put belt to ass, or it's going to be a competitive game in the first half here. And I think Northwestern will cover that first half, and then Purdue in the second half because they're a second half team usually against bad teams like Northwestern. So give me Northwestern first half. I think that's the value play.
Don't forget, Northwestern beat Indiana. Was it 2 weeks ago at Indiana? So that should be they can hang around. I think they can hang around this game.
Winners are 3 straight.
I think Michigan broke them. And then they beat Indiana, and then Michigan State beats them, Ohio State beats them. I know it's all Big Ten, but those 2 schools can't beat. All 3 of those schools can't beat you in the same year in any sport, ever. It just can't. I'm just,
Boy, did the training wheels fall off in Nebraska? Man, they got whooped last night.
Holy moly! Well, they started to play some competition. Maybe I don't know.
I think UCLA just scored again.
I'm kidding. UCLA is not competition, but I did like UCLA last night. I talked with Tony yesterday. He was on Docs Daily, big Nebraska guy. And I was just like, I just can't get away from UCLA at home. Nebraska terrible on the road. Yada yada yada. It is what it is. But
I thought Indiana would have gave UCLA their only loss at home.
Yeah, right. It's that West Coast time. I think that's a huge advantage. You get these teams coming out from the Central Time Zone out to the West Coast, and it's, I don't know, something with the schedule, body time, start
something
time.
in the water out there. Yeah,
I swear, those Californians.
That Stanford Notre Dame game could be interesting as well tonight. That Baylor Houston. I know you mentioned. Excuse me, a little bit on that. I do kind of think Houston covers, but it's too much for me to. Kind of
be very cautious with that Notre Dame game because everyone loves the bet Notre Dame games over. They're 20-9 this year to the over, but their last time they played in December was 47-42 or something like that. So be very, very, very cautious when you're looking. I've been betting Notre Dame games overs for a lot the past couple of weeks. I didn't touch this one because I rather watch it go over than just bet it and then watch you go under. I don't want nothing to do with this total.
That's fair. I kind of like Stanford that way, so I don't know. Any NHL? We don't have many games on today in the NHL. Somebody asked about that. 5 games on in the NHL. Daryl asked about that.
It's Christmas. Today is Christmas in the NHL because anytime the Vancouver Canucks step on the ice, you fade them completely. They lost 20 out of their last 22 games. I don't care if I'm laying a goal, a puck and a half, and laying minus a nickel on them. And when they're in Vancouver's backyard, they suck. Don't forget the Hurricanes are 10-3 in the last 13 games as the betting favorite.
Man, I feel bad for Vancouver fans.
Man, they are.
I mean, I've been through some shit as a fandom. You guys know. I mean, Cubs fans, years of it. Lions fans, years of it. Vancouver, there's no end in sight. I wish I could say
the end of the season's in sight.
I wish I could say you guys are 1 or 2 people away, or you need a goaltender, or you just need some defensemen or whatever, or coaching change. It ain't happening.
Sell the organization.
Yep.
It's done, so.
Dude, I don't know. Pretty soon there might not be hockey in Canada because there's not a lot of Canada teams that are competitive. I mean, you can go down the list, but the Maple Leafs are like, I think the USA might have broke them in the Olympics or something. Because I'm trying to think of a Canada team that's actually competitive for the cup this year.
Montreal would probably be
Montreal's a sleeper team. Not a lot of people talk about Montreal.
A couple years ago, we had Winnipeg was decent. Yeah, Montreal was decent. But not lately. You said it. Oof.
I mean,
bring on curling in Canada.
Bring on the universe. Sneak into a wild card. Ottawa could.
They're sneaky.
Edmonton's a good team. They won't win anything.
It's not playoffs.
They're too inconsistent, and
they won't win anything. They'll make it to the playoffs, but they won't win shit. As far as leans today, other than Carolina winning by like 4 goals, probably tonight. I mean, honestly,
6-1. That's the final. I'm calling it 6-1.
And here we go. Last Wednesday, he called the Kings 5-1 too.
It was close.
Not even a little bit. I mean, I'm on Carolina minus the puck line for sure, but like I would be on Carolina player props, team totals. I'm trying to limit myself on that game because I don't know how Vancouver could. Like, even
they scored 2 goals in their last 2 games.
Look, they have 18 wins on the year right now. 18. I don't think they get to 30.
No, they don't get to 30.
I mean, there's a lot. There's more season left.
They suck. They're getting to 30.
They suck. How many games have they played? Vancouver. They have played 60 games. They have 22 games left.
Do you think they're going to win?
Maybe
no way.
No, maybe. I'm saying 30s. They don't hit 30. What would you set the over under at? 25?
Maybe 23 and a half.
23 and a half? And they have 18 wins right now. They got 22 games left.
They've lost 22 of their last, or 20 of their last 22. What do you think they're going to get?
So in 60 games, they've won 18. So 20, 40, 60. That means they win 6 per 20 games. So I'll take the over 23 and a half because they're going to land on 24. That's how I just did that math. That's how I just handicapped that shit, folks, live. That's what you get up here for $5 a month. They played 60 games. 60 games, 18 wins. That's 6 per 20. So that's 3 per 10. They got 22 more games left. I'll take 24 wins. Call it right. I don't know if DraftKings has that number up, but no insider information here, Raphael. When they want to set it at 23 and a half, you better call me because I'm going to unload on that over.
I'll call and see if they can put.
They won't win another game, and I'll be pissed.
I'll call my buddy Ed over at DraftKings, see if he can put that up.
Yeah,
let's give a winner out here. Let's give a winner out for today. How about that, Lenny? We got New York Islanders and the Ducks here. This total sitting at 6.5. Islanders playing really good hockey. They're beating really good teams here, playing fast pace. They're on a 5-game winning streak, 8-2 over their last 10 games. They just beat Florida on Sunday there, 5-4. Now Anaheim, they lost to Colorado 5-1 at home. They play their best hockey at home. They're 20-9 on the season. They're 7-3 coming off that loss. I love the over in this matchup. I think we're going to see a ton of goals in this one. The one thing the Anaheim Ducks don't do necessarily good is play good defense. They're allowing their dead last here in goals per game, 3.4. So 3.5 goals here usually per game. It's going to be a high-scoring one with this offense in the Islanders here. And I also like the first period to go over 1.5 goals. The total is sitting at 6.5. I like it over for the full game. And I like the first period to go over 1.5 goals. I think both teams come out, more so the Anaheim Ducks, especially after that loss, 5-1. They come out here on the offensive side. So I like the over in both full game and first period.
Interesting.
There we go.
I stayed away from that game. That's like the one game. Well, there's 2 games I stayed away. There was 3 games I smacked pretty heavy. And then I stayed away from the Leafs and the Devils too, because I think they have. I just don't.
It's time.
They
got to win. They got to win.
I know, right?
It's
and the Devils are get right.
It's been time 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
It's been time.
This is a good match.
January, right?
Allen in that. It's time.
I don't know, man. I think I'd rather play the draw in that game.
Yeah,
and let it happen. I honestly, that game, Toronto, the Leafs and the Devils, and the Islanders and the Ducks are the two that I would sprinkle like a half unit on each draw. Because I think those two are the ones that go into overtime, if any of them do. I have clear winners on the other games that are out today. Like, it ain't even close. I'm heavily involved.
Wonder when he's heavily involved today on the NHL board. I'm all over the Golden Knights. That's Vegas. My game of the year tonight. The Golden Knights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know one capper that's actually from our site that did a free pick video on this that actually had the Knights. And I almost called him, but I didn't want to get into a debate. But I'm like wrong. Just flipping wrong, man. I mean, you can't move on. Like, let me just tell you that the NHL came back on the 25th of February, right? Since then, the Vegas Golden Knights have played 4 games. All of them have been on the road. They went to LA. That's where they started. So not big travel, whatever. Then they go from LA to Washington, to Pittsburgh, to Buffalo. Now they come to Detroit. This is the 5th game of a road trip. I don't know who hates them at the scheduling department of the NHL, but nobody that's a Red Wing fan hates that. The Red Wings, well rested. They're on a back-to-back. They've lost 3 in a row. Red Wings regulation to the wall, to the window.
Be careful with that one, folks.
I know. So here's my concern. Well, here's the thing, though, too. We're in a revenge spot. They beat us 1-0 in November. I was at that game in Vegas. It sucked. It sucked so bad. There's nothing worse than going to watch your team on the road and they lose 1-0 in 60 minutes of hockey. That's hard. There was a lot of alcohol that night. That's what got me through that. Thank you. And then, so this is a revenge back at home. The Red Wings 8-10-2 goaltending. They just called up this kid. I'm telling you, you're going to hear his name down the pipe. Sebastian Cossa. Okay. Minor leaguer. He's been in their farm system forever. This kid's like 6'6". He's like 21 years old. He's like 240. He's a wall. He's played in the Olympics. He's a beast. So
is he playing tonight?
No. And they just called him up last night, but I'm saying he's coming. I don't know who's in that tonight. I think it's Cam Talbot, and that scares the shit out of me.
So what I got out of that, we're taking Golden Knights here, folks.
Shut up.
Game of the year.
I hate both of you.
16 units. I doubled it.
Oh, that's good.
There's no way. I got a few other NHL plays, so that's probably more reasonable. But I try to stay away from telling people to bet the Red Wings or the Lions, except for football.
No.
Except for football. I tell you to bet the Lions every week, folks. I'm just saying. Every year, I could list out their schedule and tell you how they're going 17-0 every year. You should not listen to me when it comes to Lions football. I am tainted. I am.
Or Red Wings or Tigers or Spartans.
No, I'll tell you when the Wings are going to lose. Tonight's not a spot. By the way, first home game since the Olympic break, and those fans are going to be out at Hockey Town at Little Caesars Arena to show Dylan Larkin his love tonight. So I'm just saying. By the way, shout out to the state of Michigan for winning the gold medal against Canada with Connor Hellebuck.
Isn't Friday their first game back home? Friday, Detroit.
Ooh. No,
Red
tonight.
Wings. Don't they? Oh yeah, they go on, but they play Friday at home too. I'm sorry, my bad.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they played the Panthers. I think on Friday.
No, they haven't played. Oh, they might this Friday, meaning tomorrow.
Yeah, this Friday.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, they haven't played at home since the Olympic break. Yeah, I don't know what their schedule is tomorrow. Ain't nobody looking past Vegas. I'm gonna kick their ass. I'm telling you right now. Plus, they got to stay in shitty hotels downtown. I know how this works. I just noticed. The Leafs are out of it. Yeah. Where does Matthews go? So Friday is the NHL trade deadline. We got 48 hours, give or take.
Ain't going nowhere this year.
Ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
I would love. So that's how Toronto changes shit. They gotta wipe the dry erase board clean, man. They gotta just say, doesn't matter what's working, what doesn't work. We gotta start fresh, all the way up the board, clear contracts, phone it in for the rest of the year, be done with it. That's the only way that they're gonna be. I like rebuild that franchise. That's an original 6 franchise.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the Canadian team I love the most. I love the Toronto Maple Leafs. I do, because it's always a battle when Detroit plays Toronto. You know what I mean? It's always a battle like that. So anything in the NBA we like today before we get
Austin Matthews, people think he's going to the Kings after the season's over.
Really?
I don't know if he goes to LA though.
Kings or Stars is what last time I checked.
That's
the two
cheating
betting.
if he goes to the Stars.
Yeah.
It's cheating. The Stars are going to be a force to reckon with. They're really good. As much as Colorado's really good in the West.
He doesn't want to go to the Blackhawks.
I don't know, man. I heard the pizza sucks.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Oh, it is. We're way past half hour already. Now I hope Vegas wins 10-1.
Shut. I swear to God, I will not be here for the rest of Wednesday.
Oh, Vegas is winning tonight. Vegas is winning tonight. And I'll just tell you right now, it's a 3-unit with Docs and the premium.
You know what? Hey, you know how the Red Wings win and I still lose is because I bet them in regulation at +115. So they'll win in overtime, and then you guys will be and then yeah, it'll just suck all the way around. It'll just suck. I'll be texting both of you. I can't stand either one of you. Tonight's NBA though. Yeah, I don't give up Pistons leads. I don't. I tell you, I've been saying this for a year. I don't trust the Pistons. I didn't trust them last year. I trust them a little bit more this year. But I think they have a little bit more experience this year as opposed to last year. I still worry about them deep into the playoffs. More, just because they own the Knicks in the regular season doesn't mean they can own them in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
Cleveland owned them last night, especially on the boards.
Man, whatever. Last night was last night. I saw that coming. I mean, I didn't give them. I liked them. But what do you want me to tell you? I mean, the Rams are retooling. Hey, dude, I saw a stat today that the Rams have given up the last 10 years worth of first-round picks.
Yep.
Like, if you go back and then somebody put to what those picks were used for, like Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. We use that, you know what I mean? Picks like that. Eyes of return to NFC Championship trade. Quarterback Trent McDuffie. That's a big trade for Kansas City in them. So, any thoughts on that NFL trade?
Much sports. I'm going to talk about NFL.
Come on, bro.
You throwing
Combine. You guys aren't watching the Combine?
No.
Good luck. What do you got going on the site? Let's go. Go watch my Red Wings destroy the Vegas Golden Knights. And, I might go down to T-Mobile to watch it on my phone out front of the T-Mobile Arena where the Vegas Golden Knights play, and just because that's how much they're going to win.
I have a 5-unit play in the NBA today. Looking for back-to-back. I have 4 NHL. I had Minnesota Wild for a 7-unit play last night, +110. So it was a nice cash for us. So hoping to continue to cash tickets. And both of them is something small. I can't hit a college basketball if I knew the final score. I actually had the script for college basketball. That's how bad I have been ice cold. Out of my last 20 plays, I have lost 14 of them by 1 point or less.
Damn, that's just bad luck. That's what you get that's bad karma because you root against my Red Wings. Nick, what do you got going on?
Yeah, we had a good day on the hardwood in college basketball.
Someone did.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah. So we're coming back. We got a 3-pack today, and I have a 6-unit, 10 units total in that one. That 6 unit starts off at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we're ready to rock and roll here. Looking to have a good day back on the hardwood floor in college basketball.
There you go. It's a great time to use that free $60 account. Links in the description of the video. Use that on either one of these guys' premium plays tonight. Get in on that. We're Docs Daily. We'll be here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow will be Robert and Craig Trapp. Robert Ferringo, Craig Trapp will be on tomorrow. Friday, Raphael will be back with Robert Ferringo and me. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck unless you're against me, Colbert.